Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Mischa Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. It is 11:20 p.m. I'm going to do my best to get this episode done. I'll also say there's been a cricket that got into the house. It's driving me bananas, hiding so loud. And I found the general area where he is, but he is doing a very good job of hiding. Very concerned that the cricket will start cricketing as I'm recording. TMI, too much information. This episode is about miscommunication. Miscommunication. People hear what they want to hear, or they hear what they're going to hear, even better. And it's definitely different than what I'm trying to get across. I'm absolutely noticing these days how I'll be talking to people and I'll say something and they'll completely just not even pretend to have heard. So there's that. People clearly just aren't listening. So there's that. But this is more of people are listening, but they are not hearing what I am saying. And I say that with love, more of just out of miscommunication. And I'm noticing it a lot with my friends. I will be talking and they won't get it. Or I'll try to say what I heard from them and it's just missing the mark. And I think it's funny, a lot of times neither side is aware. So I'm definitely having awareness of how the other party just doesn't get it. And I'm laughing. And I think it's always been happening. I'm just aware of it now. And it really came to light with my who, Andrea. And I'm using this email automation system called ActiveCampaign. And one of the things you can do is create automations. And an automation is an email sequence. And so you'll create your automation and then you will do your first email. And then you put wait 1 week or wait 1 day or wait 4 hours, whatever you want. And then you'll put your next email and then you put wait a week, for example. So that way you would send an email a week, but you can pre-write your emails. So after the summit was done, it was very important for me to try and get a couple of emails out. And she was suggesting that I build an automation in ActiveCampaign. And ActiveCampaign is relatively new to me, and she's very competent with it. But most of what she has done for me on the summit, that project is complete. So now I get to run solo for a while. And so she was showing me the basics of ActiveCampaign. And I created my automation. I set up the first email, and then there are little buttons. So there's the new email and it's like a button. And then there's a plus sign and then it says wait for 1 week. And so I kept on asking her, well, how I don't want it to wait for 1 week. As soon as this email is created, I want it to send. And she's like, well, don't worry. We'll sort that out. We're going to do another, I can't remember what she called it, add another tag or something like that, or workflow or something. I can't remember what it was. And I was really confused. And I kept on saying, well, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. How come, I'm going to put the email in there? And she says, you make it active, you make your campaign active, put your email in there, and then you put the wait 1 week bubble in there. And then I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. She said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And we had this dialogue 2 or 3 different times on different occasions. Finally, I get my email done the other day. I put the email in. I make the campaign active, and you can do test emails before. So you can create your emails and then do a test email. So you can test it to make sure. Okay. So I tested a few times and I get it to where I'm like, oh yeah, that's good enough. I'll throw it in the system, make it active. And since I think it thinks it's going to wait a week and then I have to trick it to send it sooner. That's how I think the system works. That when I make the system live and I put the email in there, I think the email is going to wait a week to go out unless we trick it to go out sooner. And I think she's going to tell me the trick. So I get the email to where it's good enough. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just make the thing active, and did a couple of tests, and yeah, let's make it active. It's good to go. And now we'll just continue to edit the email until we trick it to go out. So I make it active. And all of a sudden it goes out to 400 people or 350 or whatever it is. And I'm like, wait a minute. Well, it went out to me, to my official email address that I get the official emails from. When everybody else gets an email, so do I. So I get that email at that address. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. I just shouldn't have gotten that yet. But I'm like, whatever. I'll coordinate with Andrea. So I let Andrea know, hey, the automation's done and da-da-da. What's the next steps? This was late at night. And so the next day she says, oh yeah, the automation went out and 35% of the people have opened the email. And I said, what? I said, I thought that it was on the wait for a week and that we needed to do something to get it sent out. And she goes, oh, no. It gets sent out as soon as you make it active. And I'm like, I thought we had this conversation 3 times. She goes, oh, no. The wait of week is till the next email. So you have 4 days now to get that next email done. And I'm like, what? And even as I tell you that story right now, I was aghast. I was laughing. I was like, how did we have that miscommunication? I asked her 3 times. I asked her in a perplexed nature. I was like, you've got to explain this to me. It doesn't make any sense. And she thought I was asking something else because all of a sudden the email went out anyway. So I was just like, oh my gosh, what's the lesson to be learned there? With the person that you're hiring, it's like, figure out how to ask the question in different ways and get confirmation, because I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I told her, I said, how were we so on different pages? And she says, I have no idea. But she was laughing about it too, how funny humans are. So there you go. The miscommunications between people and how I'm just seeing it all around me. Friends that aren't listening. What was some more that I wrote down? I am seeing more and more examples of this. How well am I listening? ? Am I hearing that people are not understanding me? And I think that is the great question. Am I hearing that people aren't understanding me? And can I verbalize that and fix that, especially when it comes to work? Because as I get more projects going, I'm going to be communicating with more and more people. And can I hear that they aren't hearing me right? Anyway, I don't know if this episode makes any sense or if you all have that same experience, but there you go. Miscommunications, people hear what they want to hear, or even better, they hear what they're going to hear. And I think that that's what Andrea was doing. She was hearing what she wanted to hear. Anyway, I'm done. Peace out. Not bad for 11:30 at night. Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.